Ayan always liked walking in the evening. The streets were calm, and the air smelled fresh with hints of flowers and damp earth. The city around him felt alive but not crowded. Lights from small shops and street lamps glowed softly, giving everything a warm color. It was his favorite time of the day, a moment when he could think about life, dreams, and sometimes the small worries he carried silently. On this particular evening, the sky was painted with shades of orange and purple. The sun was almost gone, but the last rays lingered on the rooftops and the edges of the buildings. Ayan walked slowly, enjoying the feeling of quiet around him. He had no destination in mind. Sometimes walking without a purpose gave him a strange kind of freedom. As he passed the park near his house, something unusual caught his eye. A girl was sitting alone on a bench under a tall tree. She was not very far from the street, but she seemed hidden, almost like she was part of the shadows. Ayan noticed her dark hair falling over her shoulders and her eyes, which shone as if they held a secret. There was something calm and mysterious about her presence, and he felt drawn to her. When he walked closer, she looked up at him. Her gaze was direct, and her expression was curious but gentle. Then she spoke, and her words made Ayan stop immediately. "Are you alone, human?" she asked. The words were strange, not because of their meaning, but because of how she said them. Nobody had ever called him human in that way before. The tone was soft, almost like she was testing him, trying to understand something. Ayan blinked and looked at her carefully. "Yes, I am alone. Why do you ask?" he said, his voice calm but a little unsure. The girl did not answer immediately. She tilted her head slightly as if examining him. Her eyes seemed to look beyond his face into something he could not see himself. "I want to know," she said finally. There was no hint of malice or playfulness in her tone. It was simple, honest, and strangely commanding. Ayan felt a shiver run down his spine. He did not know why, but he wanted to follow her question with truth. "I am alone most of the time," he said. "I like being alone sometimes, but at other times, it feels heavy." The girl nodded slowly. "I can understand that," she said softly. Then she stood up from the bench. Her movements were smooth and light, almost as if she was gliding rather than walking. "Come with me," she said, turning toward a narrow path that led away from the street. Ayan hesitated. The city streets were safe, familiar, but something about the girl and her question made him curious. Something inside him wanted to know why she asked, why she seemed different from anyone he had ever met. Without thinking too much, he followed her. The path led him through small alleys and streets he had never noticed before. The city seemed quieter here, almost as if it existed in a different world. The sounds of traffic and voices were far away, replaced by the soft rustle of leaves and the distant hum of a street lamp. "Where are we going?" Ayan asked. "You will see soon," the girl replied, her voice calm and certain. "Some places are not easy to find, and not everyone can see them." Ayan glanced around. The walls of the buildings were covered in old paint and small posters, but there was something about the way the light fell that made it look different, almost magical. He could not explain why, but he felt that ordinary rules of the city did not apply here. As they walked further, the girl stopped suddenly. She turned to him, and in the dim light, Ayan noticed something strange. Her eyes glowed faintly. It was not bright, but it was enough to make him step back slightly. "Do not be afraid," she said gently. "You can see me because you are ready. You have questions in your heart and you seek answers. Many humans cannot see what I am, but you are different." Ayan's heart beat faster. He wanted to ask who she really was, but before he could, she reached out her hand. It was an invitation not just to take her hand, but to take a step into something unknown. "Will you come?" she asked. Ayan looked at her, hesitated for a moment, and then took her hand. The instant their hands touched, a warmth spread through him, strange and comforting at the same time. The world around him seemed to shift. The city lights flickered, and the shadows around them moved differently. It was subtle at first, almost like a dream, but Ayan felt it in his chest, a feeling he could not explain. "Hold on tight," she said, and then she stepped forward. The world changed more quickly than he expected. The narrow streets and walls of the city disappeared. In their place, tall trees rose into the sky, their leaves glowing softly with light that seemed to come from nowhere. A gentle mist floated along the ground, and tiny orbs of light drifted through the air, moving like fireflies but brighter and calmer. Ayan blinked, unable to believe what he was seeing. "Where are we?" he whispered. "This is a place not everyone can reach," the girl replied. It exists between what you can see and what you cannot. It is a place for understanding, for learning about yourself. You are here because you seek answers. Ayan looked around. The forest-like place was calm but alive. He could hear soft sounds like a distant stream and the quiet rustle of leaves. The floating lights moved around them, illuminating the path ahead. He felt as if he had stepped into another world, one that was connected to his thoughts and feelings. "You are human," the girl said, turning to face him. "You feel alone sometimes, even when people are around. That feeling is important. It shows you care, it shows you want connection, but it also hides what is already around you." Ayan listened carefully. He did not fully understand, but something about her words resonated with him. He thought about the times he had felt lonely even in the middle of a crowd. He thought about moments he had ignored, moments when people had smiled at him, or when he had seen small kindnesses and not noticed them. The girl led him to a small stream, its water clear and glowing faintly under the soft light. She crouched beside it and Ayan followed. He saw his reflection in the water, but it was different. It showed not just his face, but flashes of people in his life. Family, friends, neighbors, even strangers who had been kind. "Do you see?" she asked. "Connections are everywhere, even when you feel alone. Humans often forget them. You must remember them to understand your place in the world." Ayan stared at the water. His heart felt heavy at first, but slowly a warmth spread through him. He remembered the times he had smiled at someone, the times someone had smiled at him, the small kindnesses he had never valued. He realized she was right. Feeling alone was not about being without people. It was about noticing what existed and feeling disconnected from it. The girl stood and looked at him. "This is only the first step," she said. "Understanding comes first, but feeling it fully comes next. You must carry this knowledge back with you, even into the ordinary world." Ayan nodded. He felt as if a new part of him had awakened. The forest around him seemed brighter, almost as if it was approving of his realization. The floating lights danced gently above, guiding them forward. "Will you come back with me?" he asked suddenly. The girl smiled softly. "You will return when the time is right. For now you must absorb this. You must feel it in your heart. When you are ready, you will carry it everywhere, and the feeling of being alone will not control you anymore." Ayan looked around the glowing forest. He felt a strange mixture of awe and peace. He did not fully understand everything yet, but he knew this moment was important. Something inside him had shifted. The question she had asked him, "Are you alone, human?" now felt heavier and wiser than it had when she first spoke it. It was no longer just a question. It was a lesson waiting to be learned. They walked slowly along the glowing path, the girl leading and Ayan following. Every step felt like a new discovery. Ayan realized that his life outside this place might not change immediately, but the way he saw it could change forever. He thought about the streets, the people, and the small moments he had ignored. A new curiosity grew inside him, a desire to notice, to feel, and to connect. As the mist around them grew lighter, Ayan felt his heart settle into a calm rhythm. He did not know how long they had walked or how far they had gone, but he felt a strange peace he had never felt before. The girl walked silently beside him, her presence both comforting and mysterious. Finally, they reached a small clearing. The lights hovered around them and the air was filled with a soft, gentle hum. The girl stopped and turned to face Ayan. "This is enough for tonight," she said. "Remember what you have seen. Remember how it feels. When you wake up tomorrow and when you face the world, you will not feel the same." Ayan nodded. He felt the warmth inside him spread even more strongly. For the first time in a long time, he believed that being alone was not something to fear. It was a moment to understand, to reflect, and to notice the world that existed around him. The girl smiled one last time. "Tomorrow the city will look the same, but you will see it differently. Remember, Ayan, you are never truly alone if you are willing to notice." Ayan took a deep breath, feeling a mixture of excitement and peace. He watched as the lights around the clearing faded and the forest slowly dissolved. In a blink, he found himself back on the quiet street near the park. The girl was gone, but her presence lingered in the air. He could still feel her words in his heart, echoing softly like the sound of a distant stream. Ayan looked at the sky, now deep with night, and for the first time The next morning, Ayan woke up with the girl's questions still echoing in his mind. He sat on the edge of his bed staring at the ceiling, thinking about the glowing forest and the strange feeling of warmth that had spread through him the night before. For a moment, he wondered if it had all been a dream, but the feeling in his chest was too real to ignore. He could still remember the soft hum of the floating lights, the gentle rustle of leaves, and the way the girl had smiled at him before disappearing. He got ready slowly and went out for his usual morning walk. The streets of the city were now bright with sunlight, the shops opening one by one, and the sound of voices and vehicles filling the air. But Ian noticed something he had never realized before. Small details, quiet gestures, and tiny moments of connection surrounded him everywhere. A woman smiled at a child who had dropped his toy. An old man helped a stranger carry a bag, and even the birds seemed to sing differently, their sounds more melodic and clear. Ian realized the girl had been right. He had been so focused on his own thoughts and feelings that he had not noticed these small connections. The question, "Are you alone, human?" now seemed like a challenge to see the world differently. As he walked, he noticed a figure sitting quietly near a fountain in the center of the park. The figure was a young girl, similar to the one from last night. Her dark hair fell over her shoulders and her eyes glowed faintly, just as they had before. Ian's heart raced. He approached her slowly, unsure if this was real or just another strange moment in his life. "You came back," the girl said softly, her voice calm and reassuring. "I knew you would. You have questions that need answers, and I am here to guide you." Ian nodded, still amazed. I don't understand how I found you again," he admitted. "I don't even know who you are," the girl smiled. "Names are not important. What matters is understanding. You are ready to learn more. Are you ready?" Ian hesitated for a moment, but then nodded. He felt a strange trust in her presence. There was no fear, only curiosity and a desire to understand. "Good," she said. "Then follow me." This time they did not move through the city streets. The girl lifted her hand and the air around them shimmered slightly. The park faded, replaced by a vast landscape unlike anything Ian had ever seen. The ground was soft and glowing, and tall trees stretched into the sky. Floating lights moved around them like stars that had come down to Earth. The colors were brighter, richer, and the air felt alive, full of energy that seemed to touch every part of his body. Ian took a deep breath. "This is amazing," he said, feeling both awe and calm at the same time. The girl nodded. "This place exists between what you see and what you do not. It is a place for learning about yourself, for seeing connections that are hidden in the ordinary world. Last night, you began to understand that being alone is not only about being without people. Today, you will see more." They walked along a winding path, the floating lights guiding their way. The forest seemed endless, but not frightening. Each step brought new sights. A pond reflecting the glowing trees, a family of deer watching them silently, flowers that glowed softly even in the bright light. Ian felt like he had stepped into a storybook, but the feeling was real. His heart beat calmly, and he felt a strange sense of belonging. The girl stopped near a large tree with roots that spread across the glowing ground. She sat down and Ian followed. "Look at your reflection," she said, pointing to a small pool of water at the base of the tree. Ian bent down and looked. At first he saw only his face, but as he stared longer, the reflection began to change. He saw scenes from his life, moments when he had felt lonely, times when he had laughed with friends, the smiles of strangers, and small acts of kindness he had forgotten. The reflection showed not just his face, but his connections to the world around him. "Do you see now?" the girl asked. "You are part of a larger network of people, feelings, and moments. Loneliness comes when you forget these connections, but they are always there, waiting for you to notice." Ian nodded slowly. He remembered times he had ignored small acts of kindness or had taken people's presence for granted. The reflection made him feel both regret and gratitude. I understand," he said quietly. "It's not about being alone. It's about noticing what is already around me." The girl smiled. "Exactly. Humans often focus on what they lack, forgetting what they have. To truly feel connected, you must notice, appreciate, and remember." Ian thought about his family, his friends, and even strangers he had helped, or who had helped him. He realized that these connections, small as they might seem, had shaped him. The forest, the glowing lights, and the girl had made him see what he had been blind to before. "Now," the girl said, "let us go further. There is more to understand." She led him to a clearing filled with small lights hovering above the ground. Each light seemed to respond to their movements, moving gently when they stepped closer. The girl reached out and touched one of the lights. It expanded slightly, and Ayan noticed that it contained images of people, friends, family, and even strangers he had never met. Each light represented a connection, a moment of interaction, or a memory shared. "These are connections," the girl explained. "Every act of kindness, every shared smile, every thoughtful word creates them. Some are small and easy to forget. Others are strong and lasting. Humans often cannot see them, but they exist. You are part of this, whether you know it or not." Ayan reached out to touch one of the lights. It felt warm, and he saw a memory of helping a lost child find their parent. The memory made him smile and remember how it had felt at the time. Then he touched another, and it showed a moment when someone had smiled at him during a difficult day. The warmth of the light spread through him, and he realized that connections were everywhere, surrounding him even when he had felt alone. "This is incredible," Ayan said, amazed. "I never knew all of this existed," the girl nodded. "Humans rarely see these connections because they are distracted by worries, fears, or routines. But noticing them brings understanding. Feeling them brings peace. Remember, being alone is not just a physical state, it is a feeling. And it can change if you see what is already around you." They sat quietly for a while, watching the lights drift and glow. Ayan felt a calm he had never experienced before. The warmth in his chest grew stronger, and he realized that his understanding of the world was shifting. He did not feel pressure, only curiosity and wonder. After some time, the girl stood and motioned for Ayan to follow. They walked to a small hill, where the view opened up to a glowing horizon filled with floating lights and gently moving colors. "This is the edge of what you can see now," the girl said. "Beyond this, your understanding will grow as you notice, as you feel, and as you connect. You have taken the first steps." Ayan looked at the horizon, feeling a mixture of awe and anticipation. "How will I remember this when I go back?" he asked. "You will carry it in your heart," the girl replied. "Memories fade, but feelings remain. When you see connections, even in the smallest gestures, you will know that you are never truly alone." Ayan took a deep breath, letting the calm and warmth settle within him. For the first time, he felt ready to see the world differently. He realized that being human meant feeling, noticing, and connecting even when it was easy to forget. The glowing forest, the floating lights, and the girl's guidance had shown him a truth he had never known before. As the forest around them began to fade, Ayan felt the girl's hand slip from his. He turned to look at her, but she was gone. Only the warmth of her presence remained, like a soft light inside his chest. He opened his eyes fully and found himself back in the city park, the sunlight bright and normal. The fountain bubbled quietly, birds chirped, and people passed by, unaware of the world he had just seen. Ayan smiled softly. He felt different, stronger, and more aware. The question she had asked, "Are you alone, human?" no longer felt heavy. It was a reminder, a lesson, and a truth. He was part of something larger than himself, connected to people, moments, and feelings that existed all around him. As he walked back home, he noticed everything more clearly. A child helping a friend tie a shoelace, an elderly woman greeting a neighbor, and even the gentle rustle of leaves in the trees. Each moment seemed brighter, more important. Ayan realized that the world had not changed, he had, and that was enough. He promised himself that he would never forget what he had learned. He would notice connections, feel them, and remember that being human did not mean being alone. That evening, Ayan could not stop thinking about the forest, the glowing lights, and the girl's words. The city around him seemed familiar yet strangely new. Every sound, every shadow, every smile he noticed felt richer and more meaningful. He walked slowly through the streets, feeling a connection to everything he passed. The stray dogs resting by a wall, the gentle laughter of children, even the old man sweeping the shop entrance. It was as if the girl's lesson had opened a new sense inside him. As he reached the park, he noticed movement near the fountain. A figure stepped out from behind the trees. It was the girl again. Her presence was calm, and the faint glow in her eyes seemed brighter than before. She walked toward him, and this time Ayan did not hesitate to meet her. "You came back," she said softly, smiling. "You are learning quickly. Your heart is open, and that is why you can see what others cannot." Ayan felt a warm sense of excitement mixed with curiosity. I want to understand more," he admitted. "Last night and today I learned about connections. But I feel like there is still something I am missing." The girl nodded. "There is always more to understand. Being human is not just about noticing connections. It is about feeling them, embracing them, and understanding the depth of your own emotions. Are you ready for the next step? Ayan nodded eagerly. He felt a quiet determination in his chest, a desire to see the world in a new way. The girl lifted her hand again and the air shimmered around them. Once more, the park and the city streets disappeared. They were in another landscape, more vivid and alive than the last. The ground was soft, glowing gently under their feet, and the sky above was filled with shifting colors that seemed to dance with the movement of the wind. The floating lights moved around them, playful and gentle, illuminating the path ahead. "This place," the girl said, "is a reflection of your heart. Every thought, every memory, every emotion you have ever felt is part of it. Here, you will see yourself and your connections in ways you cannot in the ordinary world." Ayan looked around in awe. The glowing forest seemed endless. The air was filled with the scent of flowers, the gentle sound of water, and the quiet hum of life all around. He felt a deep calm settle over him, a feeling that he was exactly where he was supposed to be. "Where do we start?" he asked. "Look inside yourself," the girl replied. "Your heart holds the key to understanding. Do not search outside for answers. Feel them, remember them, and they will reveal themselves." Ayan closed his eyes and thought about the people in his life, his family, his friends, even strangers who had shown him kindness. He thought about moments of joy, moments of fear, moments of loneliness, and moments of connection. Slowly, he began to feel the warmth of these memories, the strength of the invisible threads that tied him to others. When he opened his eyes, the girl was standing beside him, smiling. "Do you see?" she asked. "These threads are your connections. Every act of kindness, every shared smile, every moment of understanding strengthens them. Even when you feel alone, these threads are always present. You only need to notice them." Ayan reached out, trying to touch one of the glowing threads. As his fingers brushed it, he felt a surge of warmth and love, memories flooding through him. He saw his mother preparing breakfast for him when he was a child, his friend helping him during a difficult test, a neighbor sharing fruit with him on a sunny day. Each thread contained countless memories, small acts that had shaped his life in ways he had not noticed before. "This is incredible," Ayan whispered. "I never realized all of this existed." The girl nodded. "Most humans never notice. They focus on what is missing, on what they cannot have. But the truth is the world is full of connections, love, and kindness. You only need to see and feel them." Ayan walked along the threads, touching them gently, feeling each memory come alive. Some were happy, some were sad, but all of them carried a lesson. He realized that even difficult moments had value. They had taught him patience, empathy, and resilience. Every experience, every interaction, no matter how small, was part of the network that made him who he was. After a while, the girl led him to a large, glowing pool of water. "This is your reflection," she said. "Look carefully, and you will see not just yourself, but everything that shapes you." Ayan knelt by the pool and gazed into the water. At first he saw only his own face, but gradually images appeared around him. He saw his family laughing together at a festival, sharing food, telling stories. He saw friends comforting each other, strangers helping one another, and countless small acts of kindness he had witnessed but never truly noticed. The images moved and shifted, forming a tapestry of life and connection. "This is who you are," the girl said softly. "You are not alone. You are part of something larger. Your heart, your actions, and your connections all matter. Understanding this is the first step to truly feeling at peace." Ayan felt tears fill his eyes. He realized how much he had taken for granted, how often he had felt lonely while being surrounded by love and connection. The girl's words and the glowing threads had opened his eyes to a new way of seeing the world. "Will it always be like this?" he asked quietly. "Will I always feel this way?" The girl smiled. "No. Life will have its challenges, and sometimes you will feel lost or alone. But you now know the truth. You know that connections exist, that love exists, and that you are never truly alone. Whenever you feel disconnected, remember what you have seen here. Let it guide you, let it remind you of who you are and what surrounds you." Ayan nodded, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. He understood now that the girl's question, "Are you alone, human?" was not meant to scare or confuse him. It was a challenge, a call to see beyond the surface, to notice the connections that always existed. The girl led him further along the path. They came to a clearing where the glowing lights moved faster, creating shapes and patterns in the air. Ayan watched in amazement. Some shapes formed memories from his past. Others showed possible futures, and some simply danced in joy. The beauty of it all made his heart swell with wonder. "You see possibilities," the girl said. "Life is full of moments you cannot predict. But each moment carries the chance for connection, for kindness, for understanding. Your actions, your feelings, and your awareness shape these possibilities. The more you notice, the richer your life becomes." Ayan walked among the lights, feeling the energy around him. He realized that noticing connections was not just about memories or acts of kindness. It was about being present, paying attention, and caring deeply about the world around him. He felt more alive than ever before. After a long walk, they reached a hilltop. The view stretched endlessly, filled with glowing lights and shifting colors. The girl stood beside him and looked out. "This is enough for today," she said. "You have learned more, but there is always more to discover. Life is a journey of noticing, feeling, and connecting. Carry this with you and you will never feel truly alone." Ayan turned to her, feeling a mix of sadness and gratitude. "Will I see you again?" he asked. The girl smiled gently. "Perhaps. But even if you do not, remember what you have learned. The lesson is not in my presence but in your heart. You now have the power to see connections, to feel love, and to understand that being human is never about being alone." As the forest began to fade, Ayan felt himself being pulled back to the city. The glowing lights and the vivid colors dissolved, and soon he was standing once again in the familiar streets, the park, and the fountain. The girl was gone, but her presence lingered in his heart like a soft light. Ayan looked around. The city felt different even though it was the same. Every sound, every movement, every smile seemed richer, more meaningful. He walked slowly, noticing people helping each other, children laughing and strangers showing kindness in small ways. He realized that the world had not changed. He had. For the first time, Ayan understood that life was not about being alone or seeking attention. It was about noticing connections, feeling them deeply, and carrying that awareness into every day. The girl's question, her guidance, and the glowing forest had opened his eyes to a truth he would never forget. As the sun set that evening, painting the sky in shades of pink and orange, Ayan felt a sense of peace and purpose. He knew that he would face challenges, moments of doubt, and times when loneliness might return. But he also knew that the connections he had seen, felt, and understood would always be there, waiting for him to notice. And with that knowledge, Ayan walked home with a calm heart, ready to embrace life, ready to see connections, and ready to never feel truly alone again. Ayan woke the next morning with a quiet excitement in his chest. The city outside his window seemed brighter than before, and the sounds of life, the distant laughter of children, the soft hum of traffic, and the chirping of birds, felt like a gentle symphony welcoming him into a new day. He remembered the glowing forest, the threads of light, and the girl's words about connections. Those experiences were no longer just memories. They were part of him now. He dressed quickly and stepped outside. The streets were alive with people going about their routines, yet everything seemed more meaningful. He noticed a man helping a child cross the road, a young woman offering a smile to a stranger, and an old couple walking hand in hand, quietly enjoying each other's company. Every action felt significant, and Ayan realized how much he had overlooked in his daily life. The girl's lessons had opened his eyes to a world that existed all around him, but he had never truly seen before. Ayan decided to go to the park, the place where his journey had first begun. He walked slowly, savoring each step, noticing every detail, the leaves trembling in the wind, the light reflecting off the water in the fountain, and the soft laughter of children playing nearby. It was as if he was seeing the city for the first time, fully awake and aware. When he reached the park, he felt a faint warmth in the air, a subtle reminder of the girl's presence. He sat on the bench near the fountain and closed his eyes. He thought about everything he had learned, the glowing forest, the threads of light, and the countless connections that had shaped his life. He felt the warmth in his chest grow stronger, filling him with calm and understanding. "You have come far, Ayan," a familiar voice said softly. He opened his eyes to see the girl standing beside him once again. Her eyes glowed gently and her presence felt as comforting as ever. "I have learned so much," Ayan said, his voice filled with gratitude. "I understand more about connections, about noticing the world, and about how being human is never about being alone. The girl nodded, a soft smile on her face. You have learned well, but the journey is not over. Life will continue to teach you, and sometimes you may forget. That is normal. The important thing is to remember, to notice, and to feel. Connections are everywhere, waiting for you to acknowledge them. Ayan listened carefully. He realized that life would have its challenges and moments of doubt and loneliness might return. But he now had a new way to face them. He could notice connections, remember kindness, and feel the presence of people and moments even when they were not visible. He understood that being human meant living with awareness, care, and empathy. The girl extended her hand. Do you want to see one more thing? She asked. Ayan nodded. He felt a sense of anticipation, a quiet curiosity that had grown stronger with each meeting. They lifted off the bench and walked together as the city around them began to fade. The park dissolved, replaced by a new landscape. This place was vast and breathtaking. Rolling hills covered in soft glowing grass, rivers reflecting the colors of the sky, and trees that shimmered with every hue imaginable. The floating lights moved around them like gentle fireflies, illuminating the world in a warm, magical glow. This is the world of possibilities, the girl explained. Every action, every decision, every thought creates ripples. You have seen connections from the past and present, but now you will see how your actions shape the future. This is where you understand the full power of being human. Ayan looked around, amazed. The beauty of the landscape filled him with wonder. He could feel the energy in the air, the subtle vibrations that connected everything in the world. He realized that life was not just about the past or the present. It was also about the future and the choices he would make. The girl led him to a hilltop overlooking a vast valley. Below, threads of light stretched in every direction, connecting countless people, moments, and memories. Some threads were bright and strong, others delicate and faint. As they watched, new threads formed, connecting people in unexpected ways. Ayan understood that these threads represented not only past connections but also future possibilities, moments where choices, actions, and feelings would shape new relationships and memories. You see now, the girl said softly, that being human is about more than noticing connections. It is about creating them. Every kind word, every helpful action, every moment of understanding strengthens the threads. Your life, your choices, and your awareness all contribute to the network of connections that makes the world what it is. Ayan reached out and touched one of the glowing threads. He felt warmth and light flow through him, and in that moment he saw a vision, himself helping a stranger, comforting a friend, and sharing kindness with people he did not even know. The threads glowed brighter, and the landscape seemed to respond to his actions, alive with energy and possibility. This is incredible, Ayan whispered. I never realized how much my actions could matter. Every choice I make can create connections, and those connections can grow and touch others in ways I might never see. The girl smiled. Exactly. Life is full of possibilities. You cannot control everything, but you can control how you act, how you notice, and how you feel. That is the true power of being human. You are never alone because every action, every thought, and every feeling connects you to the world. Ayan felt tears of gratitude in his eyes. He realized that being human was not just about surviving or existing. It was about noticing the beauty around him, feeling deeply and contributing positively to the lives of others. Every small act of kindness, every smile, every shared moment of understanding mattered. The girl led him to a stream that flowed gently through the valley. The water reflected not just his face but countless images of people and possibilities. He saw his parents, friends, and strangers all connected in a vast network of light. He realized that every choice he made could strengthen the connections he had seen and create new ones. This is your final lesson, the girl said. You now understand the past, the present, and the possibilities of the future. Carry this knowledge with you. Notice connections, feel deeply, and act with kindness. That is how you live fully as a human. That is how you are never truly alone. Ayan nodded, feeling a deep sense of peace. He understood that the lessons were not only for moments of joy but also for moments of challenge. Whenever he felt lonely or uncertain, he could remember the threads, the glowing forest, and the countless connections that existed all around him. As the valley began to fade, Ayan felt himself being drawn back to the city. The glowing threads, the floating lights, and the vibrant landscape slowly dissolved, replaced by the familiar streets and park. The sun was setting, painting the sky in soft shades of orange and pink. The girl was gone, but the warmth of her presence lingered inside him, like a gentle light that would never fade. Ayan walked through the streets, noticing everything with new eyes. A child helped a friend pick up dropped books, a neighbor shared food with someone in need, and even the birds seemed to sing more clearly. Every moment was alive, full of connection and meaning. He realized that the world had not changed, he had. His heart, his awareness, and his understanding had transformed him. As he approached his home, Ayan felt a quiet confidence. He knew that life would bring challenges, moments of doubt, and times when he might feel alone. But he also knew that he had learned a truth that would guide him forever. He was never truly alone. Connections existed everywhere, in people, memories, actions, and moments. They were invisible threads that bound the world together, and he was part of them. That evening, as Ayan sat by his window watching the stars appear in the sky, he reflected on everything he had experienced. He thought about the glowing forest, the threads of light, and the valley of possibilities. He thought about the girl who had guided him and the lessons she had shared. And he realized that the question she had asked, "Are you alone, human?" was no longer a question to frighten him. It was a reminder, a lesson, and a truth he would carry in his heart forever. Ayan smiled softly, feeling the warmth of understanding fill his chest. He knew that he would continue to notice, to feel, and to connect. He would carry the lessons into every part of his life, seeing the world differently, embracing the beauty of small acts, and valuing every connection he encountered. For the first time, he truly understood what it meant to be human. He was part of something larger, connected to countless threads of love, kindness, and understanding. He was never alone, and now he would live every day with awareness, gratitude, and a heart open to the connections all around him. And as the stars sparkled in the night sky, Ayan felt a quiet joy, knowing that the world was full of possibilities, and he was ready to embrace them all. The next morning, Ayan woke with a sense of calm he had never felt before. The memory of the glowing forest and the girl's words filled his mind. Even the city streets, which he had walked countless times, now looked different. The sunlight reflected off the windows and streets in a warmer way. The laughter of children sounded richer, and the soft rustle of leaves carried a gentle music. He realized that the world had not changed. Ayan decided to take a walk to the same park where he had first met the girl. He wanted to remember everything she had taught him, to make the lessons real in his daily life. As he walked, he noticed the small moments he had overlooked before. A shopkeeper helping a customer carry groceries, a stray dog curling up under a bench for warmth, a group of children laughing together. Each small action seemed more meaningful, more connected to the larger world than he had ever realized. When he reached the park, the fountain sparkled in the morning sunlight. To his surprise, the girl was there again, sitting on the bench under the large tree. Her presence was calm, and the faint glow in her eyes seemed to welcome him. Ayan approached her without hesitation this time, feeling a quiet trust and anticipation. "You are back," she said, her voice soft and steady. "You are learning quickly. Your heart is open, and that is why you are ready for more." Ayan nodded. "I want to understand everything," he said. "I understand more about connections now, but I feel like there is still something I need to see." The girl smiled gently. "You are right. There is always more to understand. Understanding connections is only the first step. Feeling them, living them, and carrying them into the world is the next. Are you ready for the next step?" Ayan nodded eagerly. He felt a sense of purpose in his chest, a desire to grow and see the world in ways he had never noticed before. The girl lifted her hand, and the air around them shimmered again. The city and the park faded, replaced by a new landscape. This place was vast, filled with gentle hills, soft glowing meadows, and trees that sparkled in shades of green and gold. The floating lights moved gracefully around them, forming patterns and shapes that seemed alive. Ayan felt a deep sense of peace and curiosity. "This place," the girl explained, "exists within your heart. Every emotion, every memory, and every thought you have ever had is here. You will see the world from a different perspective now, one that few humans ever experience. You are ready to feel the depth of your connections." Ayan looked around in awe. The glowing meadows seemed endless, and the colors danced like waves of light. The air was filled with a soft hum, a gentle vibration that seemed to resonate with his heartbeat. He felt as if he was part of something much larger than himself, connected to every leaf, every light, and every movement in the landscape. "Where do we start?" he asked, his voice quiet but full of anticipation. "Look within yourself first," the girl replied. "Your heart holds the truth. Feel the memories, the connections, and the love you have experienced. When you truly feel them, the understanding will grow." Ayan closed his eyes and thought deeply. He remembered the kindness of his parents, the laughter of his friends, the small smiles of strangers, and even moments when he had helped others. Each memory brought warmth to his chest, a feeling of lightness and joy. He realized that connections were not always visible, but they were always present. When he opened his eyes, he noticed threads of light stretching across the meadow. Each thread glowed softly and moved gently with the wind. The girl stood beside him and pointed to the threads. "These are your connections," she said. "Every act of kindness, every shared smile, every memory creates a thread. Some are strong and lasting, others are small and delicate. All of them matter. Feel them, understand them, and let them guide you." Ayan reached out and touched one of the threads. It felt warm and alive. Memories flooded through him, helping a lost child, receiving a smile from a stranger on a rainy day, comforting a friend who was sad. Each memory made him feel connected, part of a web of relationships and emotions that extended beyond himself. "This is incredible," Ayan whispered. "I never knew all of this existed. I never realized how connected everything is." The girl nodded. "Most humans never see it. They are too busy focusing on what they lack or what they cannot control. But connections exist everywhere, in every smile, every word, every small act of kindness. Life is richer when you notice them." Ayan walked along the threads, touching them gently and feeling each memory come alive. Some threads were bright and strong, representing moments of joy and love. Others were dimmer, representing challenges and lessons learned. He understood that even the difficult moments had value. They had taught him patience, empathy, and understanding. Every experience, every interaction, no matter how small, was part of the network that made him who he was. After walking for a while, the girl led him to a hill overlooking the glowing meadow. From there, Ayan could see thousands of threads stretching in every direction, connecting him to people, places, and memories. The sight was breathtaking. He felt both small and enormous at the same time, part of something bigger than he had ever imagined. "You see now," the girl said softly, "that you are never truly alone. Even when you feel disconnected, these threads exist. They are invisible in the ordinary world, but they are always there, holding you to people, memories, and moments that matter." Feeling this is the next step. Understanding it is only the beginning. Ayan nodded, absorbing every word. He realized that life was not about being surrounded by people all the time or avoiding loneliness. It was about noticing the connections that always existed, feeling them deeply, and carrying that understanding into every part of life. The girl led him down the hill to a small stream flowing through the meadow. The water glowed softly, reflecting not just his face but images of people who mattered to him. He saw his parents smiling and guiding him. He saw friends laughing and sharing secrets. He saw strangers helping one another in small, quiet ways. The reflection made him feel gratitude and joy. "This is the heart of understanding," the girl said. "You must remember that connections exist even when they are not visible. They are the source of comfort, strength, and joy. When you feel alone, return to this truth in your heart." Ayan knelt by the stream, touching the water gently. He felt the warmth of memories and connections flow into him. He realized that being human meant feeling, noticing, and understanding the threads that connected him to the world. Loneliness was not a state of being. It was a feeling that could be changed by awareness and attention. They sat quietly for a long time, watching the glowing threads move with the wind. Ayan felt a calm happiness he had never experienced before. The warmth in his chest grew stronger, and he understood that he could carry this feeling back to the ordinary world. After some time, the girl stood and motioned for him to follow. They walked along a winding path and soon reached a hilltop with a view of the entire glowing meadow. The threads of light stretched as far as he could see, connecting memories, moments, and people in a beautiful pattern. The girl turned to him and said, "This is enough for today. You have learned much, but life will continue to teach you. Always notice, always feel, always connect. That is the heart of being human." Ayan felt a mixture of gratitude and longing. "Will I see you again?" he asked softly. The girl smiled. "Perhaps when the time is right. But even if you do not, remember what you have learned. The lesson is not in my presence, but in your heart. You now have the power to see connections, feel love, and understand that being human is never about being alone." As the glowing meadow faded, Ayan felt himself being pulled back to the city. The threads, the lights, and the vivid colors disappeared, and soon he was standing once again in the park, the sunlight bright and familiar. The girl was gone, but the warmth of her presence lingered inside him, like a soft light that would never fade. Ayan looked around. The city seemed the same, but he was different. Every sound, every smile, every small gesture of kindness stood out to him. He realized that the world had not changed. He had. He felt connected to everything, part of a larger network of people, memories, and moments. As the sun set, painting the sky in shades of pink and gold, Ayan felt a deep peace. He knew he would face challenges, moments of doubt, and times of loneliness. But he also knew that the threads he had seen, felt, and understood would always be there, guiding him, comforting him, and reminding him that he was never truly alone. With a calm heart, Ayan walked home, ready to carry this understanding into every part of his life. He would notice, he would feel, and he would connect. He was ready to live fully, knowing that being human was never about being alone,